Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm super happy to be back with a review, and this time it's on the BR Industrial Freight train set. As you know me, love a train set, but this time we're doing something different. We're doing it in a bit of N scale. So I ordered this from Rails to Sheffield. You can get it anywhere, but bear in mind it's so popular. Most times I've gone to buy this set and it seems to just be out of stock. Popular. It's a great way of getting into N scale, especially if you want like a ready to run package like me. I do like, put out of the box and we're good to go. I don't have to go searching for certain pieces of track or controllers or wiring, or have to worry about any of that stuff. So this set was £109 plus the postage. I opted for next day postage. Obviously you don't have to worry about that if you're willing to wait, or if you can go pick it up yourself. Obviously that's going to save you a little bit of money, but on a scale of things, £109 is really not a lot when you consider a basic super basic oval of track train set from say Hornby and 00 gauge. You're now talking 80, 90, 120 in some cases, and you are getting a really small oval of third radius track, whereas this set you get quite a little bit more for your money, as we'll go through and you'll see. So I've not owned a Gaugemaster product before. This is my first time. I know a lot of people love them. So yeah, it's a pretty impressive product. The packaging is also awesome. If you're just wondering what's in this little box here, I will do a review in it at some point later on if you want to see it. I just bought this because I've been looking at this for a long time. And when you consider the set was £109 and what I'm going to pull out of the box now was also £109, that either makes one of them a rip-off or one a really good bargain. So yeah, James was £109. Damn. But anyway, onto this set. So I'm not going to go through the artwork. I'm not going to read the box. You're totally capable of doing that yourself. However, obviously I will go through the box and show you what you get and what you don't get. You can see here on the front of the box, you get quite a lot of stuff. I was more than happy with this because there's nothing worse than a starter set with just like two pieces of straight and some round track, and that's it. That's all you get. This set does a lot more for that. The only difficult being is it's quite small, so I wouldn't really recommend it for small children. However, it is a super space saver if you're wanting something a bit smaller. Obviously I've still got all my 00 gauge, so don't be worrying about that. We haven't gone and thrown that in the bin just yet. So you remove the outer sleeve and you've got more artwork, and there's a lot of effort goes into printing these boxes, especially with the cost of packaging and printing these days. It's quite surprising. So you've got your main sleeve, you pull that off, and then you've got inside the main box, you've got basically your polystyrene, which is standard everywhere. Actually, I think Hornby now are using just sort of cardboard, but you pull it out, it's got nice clear on the top. You can see where everything is. It's all nicely laid out. It's not all squashed together. There's the handle. And I thought at first, well, where's the locomotives? Where's the rolling stock? I was thinking, where the hell is it? I can't see it. But it's actually a little drawer at the bottom that you just slide out and it's in there. But yeah, you can see here you get a couple of double straights. You get a crossing as well. Something I've said in many a video, even just a small cost of putting a crossing in would make such a difference to play value. And you can say play values for kids, but let's be honest, even as adults, you are playing trains. Don't like that, but it's true. So yeah, you get in this little drawer, you pull out the drawer at the bottom. Obviously you get your illustrations, your instruction manuals on how to put things together. You get your re-railer, all the good stuff in there. You get two wagons. I'm surprised the packaging is so good. It's been a long time since I bought Dapple. I'm not sure if they've used this packaging on all of this stuff, but yeah, very happy with it on the N scale products. I can't complain. I've always said, I like, and I know a lot of people throw the packaging away, but for me, I like to put the product back in the box, and then I can store it safe, or if I ever decide to sell it, it's got a little bit more resale value. And here's the little logo that's involved in the set as well. So you get your, I believe it's 31.5 centimeter radius, which will qualify as third radius, I believe. So you still get a decent radius. There are other options. You can obviously buy fourth radius and second radius, etc. So yeah, you get a solid plastic box. Remove the little bit of acrylic sheet there, and you can do what I did. which is just pop it out the box that way. Or I think the whole thing does come out and you've got a little hole in the back where you can push it through. And I was surprised at the weight of this loco. To be honest with you, I expected it to weigh absolutely nothing, but it's got a nice little weight to it. It's got some lovely details and stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a £42 loco if you buy it on its own, which is it's not that bad when you consider it's a good looking loco. You get quite a bit of detail on it, and like say a an 040 I should say 00 gauge model, it tends to just be like a plastic shell for like 50-60 quid these days. So I know this is considerably smaller, but it's just nice that there's that little bit of effort in them. However, there is, maybe I didn't read this properly before I bought it, but my bugbear comes next. It's the fact that these are not painted. The wagons are not painted. Now, I'm sure it says in the description, and I'm looking at it now, it does, but it's got beautiful casing, everything's great, but they give you an unpainted wagon. Now, I don't want to sound dramatic here, but this is the equivalent of me ordering myself, say, a pizza and sides. They deliver the pizza comes to the house, great, and then they say, where's my sides, mate? And he throws a frozen bag of wedges at them. There we are, cooking myself. It would have cost pennies, I'm sure pennies, just to finish it. Or even finish the coal load, at least the coal load, but they didn't even do that. So now I've got to rely on my painting skills, which I've got to be honest, are pretty shocking, to finish this off. That's the only thing that I'm going to complain about in the entire video. I don't mind the price. The price I think is great. The loco, you get, I thought I would not like the track, the way the track is done, because I'm used to, you know, reballast it yourself, and in certain videos, certain brands, it looks a bit cheap. But I gotta be honest, here I quite liked it. But just the wagons, why? You could have just painted them, or put like they're like £4 odd. You could have put like the £7 odd wagons in and just put the price up by £2. It's such a shame, especially when the loco's painted. I mean, if the whole thing was just basic plastic, then it wouldn't be so bad. But it's such a nice set, and that kind of, to me, lets it down just a little bit. As you see, I'm just going through the track that you get with it, which is quite a lot for an oval. You know, and there's obviously you've got your crossing. The slopes for the crossing are in the bottom of the box, which I won't put together in this video just because I'm going to be setting it up on a new N gauge layout that I'm planning to build, but we'll get around to that down the line when we get there. I like the controller. I gotta be honest, it's something different. I'm sure many people are used to these. I like the forward, the off the back. I like the dial. Yeah, it's a bit gimmicky, but I do like it. It is very, very light though, so I'm gonna have to make sure this is secured, because I'm the kind of person who probably just knock it off the table and watch it hit the floor. You got obviously your power pack. It's for Britain, which is nice, because there are one or two train sets that obviously you have to get a down converter, and you have to get a special plug for it, because a lot of train sets that are from abroad, and obviously this is Japanese by the looks of it. But yeah, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I like the packaging. I'm still glad we're using polystyrene. I know it kills fish and Johnny Polar Bear. But here you see, this is, so on the outside we've got 00 gauge and it's first radius. And then you'll see my N gauge from this train set on the inside. So that gives you an idea of just how much space you're saving. And this is not the smallest radius that you can buy. So you can make it even smaller than that if you want to. So here's the loco. I love it. I do. But again, look at those wagons. You could have painted them. You know, it's just, it feels like having half a haircut. Or you go for a haircut and the woman's like, oh yeah, I'll shave your hair for you. And you got tufts everywhere and you come out looking like you're out the fucking loony bin when you come out the other side. And you're like, oh, sorry, I'll go home and I'll bick it myself, shall I? Even though I've paid you for the privilege. But yeah, it runs suddenly smooth as butter. It's surprisingly quick as well. But it will also do a really slow crawl, which again, some of my bigger models really, really do struggle with. And you can see it going around. This is actually part of my new tables, like a boring story, but where my warehouse is, there's a storage place next door, and they often have furniture which gets reclaimed, and so I often get really nice tables and desks and stuff from them. So I've got my 00 gauge on one. If you've been on the channel a while, you know there's a couple of tables for that, and then I got this for the N gauge. I thought, hell, why not? Let's have two different setups. And you're like, yeah, cheers for that story, Grandad. But yeah, here it just crawls. It's smooth. It's just such a nice set, you know. And I'm not gonna babble on for 20 minutes to try and get a longer run and view time on this train set. What I am going to do, however, tell you is if you do fancy a little bit of end gauge, which I have, you know, just for a bit of fun. You don't always have to model in the scale that you're accustomed to or that you're brought up on or whatever. This set, you really, in the way prices are at the moment, 109 is nothing. I know it used to be 101, but £8 is neither here or there. It's definitely worth getting. Even if you've got no plans to buy anything to make a layout, you just think to yourself, I just want an oval track and I want to run some little end gauge trains around because they're really charming. This is definitely the set. The only bugbears to say is those little wagons, but then again, when you think about it, you can probably go buy, and well, I'm looking at them now, you can buy some other wagons fairly cheap. So it's definitely worth the price. Honestly, take it from me as someone who buys a lot of train sets, and my God, I think I've got about 30, 40 train sets I've had. Some I've sold. This is probably one of the better ones. There's nothing worse than buying a train set, especially now when we're getting a basic oval, is notching up for 119 on new sets. Yeah, there are discounts here and there, but it's boring, you know. And the thing is, as I say, the playability needs to be there whether you're an adult or a kid, because that is what we're doing. If it comes with a crossing, it's just a little bit extra. If it comes with a little bit of extra track, these are all things you don't have to buy extra, and they're ready to run. You know, it's great on a tabletop. And oh, one thing I mentioned before the end of this video is the easy clip track that just clips together. It comes apart. It's super brilliant. You don't have to worry about wrecking fish plates and bending them or them sliding too far back. So I would definitely recommend, especially if you think to yourself, oh, you know, I do a little shelf top layout, or, you know, I want a little coffee table. Just shrink this down to first radius and you're good to go. The only thing I've noticed, not that it's against this set, is there seems to be a bit of a lack of the smaller locos available. They tend to sell very, very fast. But you got this train set, you're good to go. So, yeah, this nice, simple review. I've tried to make this as quick as I can, because nobody wants to sit through some dude reading the box for 6 hours and clipping the track together and going, oh, look at me clipping the track together. Oh, you don't care. You don't want me to read the instruction manual. What you want to know is what you get in the box. What is it like? Does it work? Does the loco run smooth? And then you can make the choices from then on, because everyone has slightly different opinions. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I'm actually off for Easter, which is kind of cool for me, because I never do that. So I'm going to be sort of getting lots more on the go from various sizes. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do like the channel and you're watching and you don't want to subscribe, then, you know, that's fine. But it does help me out, because we seem to be getting quite a lot of traction, considering, you know, I'm not putting out as many videos as I would like to. Thank you for everyone else who is enjoying, is watching, commenting, enjoys the funnier stuff, more serious stuff. I'll continue to do a bit of both, and I'll see you in the next one.